Hey everybody, Riot Mort here, and it is a new set, Runeterra Reforged. So right away you can see there are 3 portals here. This is pre-recorded, by the way. My vote was for Hearthhome, so hopefully we can get Hearthhome. That's a cool one where you can upgrade your Radiant item. The way it works is everyone votes, and then of everyone who voted, it's going to randomly pick. And let's see what we end up with. We end up with Petricite Forest. So that means we're going to Demacia. Now, Petricite Forest is one of the more like non-changing ones. So if you like a standard game, this is for you. All units get a little bit of bonus health and are larger. So nothing too crazy. If this is your first time watching one of these videos, by the way, I always pre-record for the first week until I can stream. So yeah, should be a good game. Now on the right side, by the way, before the game even starts, you can pick your legend. And on the right side, you can see I've picked Caitlyn. So Caitlyn is all about early board strength, dominating early. I like win streaking, so went with Caitlyn this time to try to help our augments early. So yeah. All right, so we start off, nothing too crazy here. Bunch of units, nothing crazy here. 2 Ionia, which can do okay things. But really, we're just kind of waiting to see what our items are and what we can get. So there's a lot going on this set, but a lot of really fun stuff here. All the portals, all the augments, all the new champions. So hopefully you guys have a good time. Sorry it took us so long to get PBE stable, but for those of you waiting for the live release, should be good on live, of course. Yeah, it's a very popular set right now. A lot of people looking to play it, so which is good, right? TFT growing. We like to see it. All right, so again, nothing too crazy here in our shop. Get a bunch of pairs here. So we can look around and see all the different legends people are playing. Some Tom Kenches, some Aurelion Souls. But yeah, nothing too crazy here. 2 Samiras, 2 Tristanas. Our items are looking very AD focused. So we'll see what we get here. Aurelia, by the way, is a tank this set, so if you're wondering, definitely consider her as a good tank. Good for Challenger, good for Ionia in the early game. Yeah, pretty standard stuff here. So we get a bow here, which could be a Ginsu's, could be a Gunblade. I don't really like Ginsu's on Jhin, not that it doesn't work anymore, but alright, so here we go. There's our legend, Caitlyn. Stars Are Born, Trade Sector, a cut above. All of these are actually pretty good. I like Stars Is Born, that's our legend augment. But we're going to re-roll. Shurima Crest, no. Ooh, all that shimmers. So Stars Are Born would have been good, but I can never pass up an opportunity to play a Shimmerscale. Now, Determined Investor's good. Goldmancer Staff, not so much. We know we have the 2-star Aurelia, though. And Determined Investor's about lost streaking, so I'm going to take the 2-star Aurelia, give her that Mogul's Mail, which gives her a bunch of extra health and tankiness. And we can get some extra gold here. And thankfully, I also get a Zed. So that's going to give me 3 Ionia. Now, Ionia basically gives each champion in Ionia something different. So Aurelia gets armor and MR, Jen gets AD, and Zed gets crit. So we got a lot going on here. And now it's all about Aurelia being tanky and getting up to those 40 stacks to give us our 2 gold every turn. So hopefully we can do that here. Now, the opponent looks pretty strong here as well. They had Void in, they had this Renekton. Thankfully, okay, there's our 2 gold. You love to see it. It's a question of, can we kill this Renekton? Woo! It's a beefy Renekton. Woo! Now, the other thing with Ionia, by the way, is as the spirit form moves around, it gives the person 20 mana, so they'll be able to cast quicker as well. So a lot of cool stuff here. We can put in Warwick, which is a little better than Samira. Gives us 2 challengers still. Can hold on to the Samiras. Otherwise, nothing crazy here. Pretty standard Ionia start. Would love to get the Jhin too. We could have saved the items for Zed. Zed's probably better than a Jhin 1. But yeah, nothing too wonky here. And so yeah, that's kind of the cool thing with Legends, by the way. We had Stars Are Born, but because we were tempted with what I think is a more fun augment, we can play the Aurelia and get the Shimmerscale items, and should be good times. So we go ahead and lock in the Gunblade to hopefully heal our Aurelia a bit, make her more often to get those 40 stacks. So Again, we're really just making sure she gets 40 every turn, so we get our 2 gold. Feels good. Makes her a good front line. Allows us to hit 10 here. Nice. Man, I missed Shimmerscale items. Shimmerscale items are fun. So, alright, pretty good start here. We won the streak a different way. So, you love to see it. Ooh, we get the Jin 2. That's pretty nice. It's going to give us some extra backline damage. Samira if we want it. Nothing too crazy, though, here. So, yeah. Now, again, it is PvE, so... And you get our new Champ Inspect panel there, so you can check that out. And you can see it says Aurelia is a magic tank. So it can recommend some items for you if you don't really know what to put on her. But, yeah. Alright, again, 3 Ionia, 2 Challenger. Now, Aurelia doesn't use Challenger that well, but it does help her get to her cast a little quicker. So, ooh, tough opponent here with the Sunfire and the Orianna with the 2 Targon. So this is Orianna with the Soraka and the Taric, giving a lot of extra shields here. So this is looking to be a pretty tough fight. Whew. Aurelia doing her best, but yeah, I just can't seem to get through those Orianna shields with Targon up. Darn. So it does look like we're going to lose this fight. Ah, man. So yeah, you can see some of the power of Targon there. Whew. Alright. Carousel-wise, looking for something like a Last Whisper. Would always be good here. Or some tank items. Otherwise, nothing too crazy. Now, one of the cool things, by the way, is that the carousel changes color based on which region you're in. So we're in Demacia, so it's got the nice, you know, green, sky blue, stuff like that. If you pick Shurima, it gets all sandy. Pretty neat. Alright, so we go ahead and grab a belt. Decent tank item. Keep that Aurelia alive a little longer. Maybe give her something like a Redemption. Could be really good. Nothing too good in the shop here. This is going to give us 2 Rogue, 2 Zon. Now, our Zon mod here is Virulent Bioware, which makes the enemy take more damage if they get hit by your spell, which means that's going to be good on Echo as opposed to Warwick here. So every time Echo hits them with their spell, they're going to take 20% more damage for a little while. So nothing too crazy. You can only put those Zon mods on Zon units, so nothing wild, like I can't put it on Zed or Aurelia here. But Echo's a pretty good unit, and now that we have 2 Rogue in, they're going to be able to drop the aggro, jump to the back line a little bit, and cause some mischief back there. So, looking pretty good here. Yeah, you can see there, Echo jumps to the back line, applies that debuff on Soraka, and causes some mayhem. We do hit our 40 stacks, thankfully, so there's some more gold. All right, our gold situation looking real good here, so pretty happy with that. It's a shame we lost that one round, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Bum, 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 bum. Azur McFly on a win streak there, so. Alright, so nothing in the shop really worth buying. Viego's a rogue, but we don't want to lose 2 Zon. If we get our 2 gold, we can just go 30 here. We weren't really going to play Challenger deep at this point. It's pretty unlikely that we would go Challenger with these items. Not to say we couldn't, Kaisa, Yasuo, but we'll see. Alright, next opponent. Let's see what we are up against. Okay, good fight here. Now, we're up against the Demacia comp. Demacia is very good in the early game. You can see that Radiant Blue buff on Sona. But thankfully, they can't get through our front line. We get our 2 gold. And yeah, there we go. That allows us to buy the Sona just in case. Not that we're likely to use it, but... So, pretty decent start. Level 5, 30 gold, 2-star front line. Pretty good trait web. We made some good gold here, so can't complain. A nice Aurelia. Yeah. Now, one thing interesting here is we have an Echo in here, which is Piltover, and we managed to hit a Jace and a Vi. So we could put in 3 Piltover now. Now, Piltover is sort of the fortune of the set. You know, you want a Lost Streak with it, hit it at 2-1, do some pretty wild stuff with it. But we could even use it just to get a little bit of gold if we want. So something to consider here, which is why I buy those units. All right, another bow, which, again, not great, but maybe could be a Hurricane or something like that. A bunch of gold, another Aurelia. There's our last Whisper, at least. A lot of units, couple pairs. Nothing too crazy, though. So we get our Redemption and our last Whisper, though, so can't complain about that. There's also a moment here where I could, you know, so I can go Last Whisper, I can go Redemption. And now that we have the 2 Zon, by the way, we're kind of looking at this Jinx going, maybe it's a 4 Zon. Could be a Gunner area where we go Zeri. So we've got a lot of options here. We could stick with Ionia. There's always Deadeye as well. Use these Jin items and move them now that we have a remover. We also have this lesser duplicator that honestly we could just have an Echo 2, which would be really good. Now we go up against a level 6 comp here, but they only have 1 item slammed. That's the one thing we have going, whereas we have, if you look, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 full items. So maybe we can do okay here. Aurelia does get to 40, so we get our 2 gold here. And thankfully with the last Whisper and the Gunblade, Zed's doing some work. If we can get through, okay, not bad. We beat a level 6 opponent here. So that feels pretty good. That Jin's shot doing some big damage here. Jin, by the way, you're always going to look at his meters and think he looks impressive, but remember his shot is doing a lot of overkill damage, so... All right, Knowledge download, Sentinel Spirit, and You Have My Sword. Now, You Have My Sword is pretty good here. 20% AD if we're going something like Gunner or Deadeye. So we're going to re-roll the other options. Medium End Shopping, I'm not a fan of. Silver Ticket, we're not re-rolling. So yeah, so we take the sword one. That gives our team 20% more AD and an extra sword. So that's going to help us finish off our item build here. Now, I get a little dizzy here, but we got that Akshan, which is going to give us Deadeye. We do hit our Z2, which is nice. Another Akshan. So it's starting to look Deadeye here. There's the Jace for Piltover. My bench is getting a little full. Go ahead and build the Giant Slayer. Not too bad here. So we don't want to roll down too much more, though, because especially because we know PvE lobbies are pretty greedy. So at the very least, no, now we have 2 Deadeye, which means both the Jin and the Akshan are going to be sniping people every 5 seconds. You can see the Malzahar just lost, you know, almost half his health from that 2 Deadeye bonus. So pretty nice to see. Akshan finishing the job there with his spell. So yeah, and we hit 40 stacks. Nice, got a bunch of gold. Do we really want to hold the Jarvan or do we want to econ back up here? Got to make some choices here. Yeah, we're not going to go for Aurelia 3. Maybe try to find a better tank here. We buy the Jace. So again, right now we're still looking at our options here. This could be Zeri with Gunner and Zon. Or this could be something with Deadeye. Could still even be Ionia. We do hit the Warwick here. That's a Warwick 2, so a little extra front line. Not too shabby. Probably not playing Callista here. Again, I really think I probably should have at least used the duplicator on Akshan or Echo here, but, you know. But really cool start here using a bunch of these units to get 5 traits in. So, yeah. And again, remember, all my units have 20% extra AD thanks to that augment. We're up against an opponent who's very clearly greeting with Rich Get Richer and Balanced Budget. Just looking for a ton of gold here. Oh, the Jin ult basically did nothing there, so that's not great. But thankfully Aurelia hits 40, so we get our 2 gold from our Shimmerscale item. So again, that Shimmerscale item just doing a ton of work here. Whew. Alright, heading into the carousel. Looking for a 3rd item for Jin, possibly. If we're going to go Zeri, we'd want something like a Ginsu's or an Infinity Edge. Infinity Edge is probably really good here. If we're going Deadeye, something like Deathblade. Or we could worry about our tank item. Looking at this, there's a bow and an armor. Okay, let's grab a tank item here. We can go 4 cost. It's a 4 cost or a 1 cost. So that could give us something like a Bramble, which could be good here. Now, the thing to note here is if we're going Deadeye, we want to keep the Freljord option open. Ooh, another Sejuani. Okay. This is a good case of play what you hit. Jace. Again, don't want to roll too deep, but we got to figure out what we're playing here. Akshan 2. Okay. What are we playing? Okay, that is a Sejuani 2. The fact that we hit a Sejuani 2 here at 3-5, we definitely want to play that Sejuani. So it looks like because we've hit the Sejuani 2 now, that means we're probably going to want to go Freljord with Deadeye. We're going to want to find an Ashe. We're going to want to go for Deadeye here with this Akshan. Maybe find something like an Urgot later. Or a Felios. So a lot of options here. Are we going to do it? 37? 38? Oh, not quite 40. Didn't quite get our gold there. But yeah, Sejuani 2 looking real strong here. Yeah, I think we've kind of made up our mind here. We lost the Ionia, but again, we traded Aurelia for Sejuani 2. We take those any day of the week. There's a Yasuo. We could buy that and put that in. That's going to give us back our Ionia and Challenger for a while. So that seems pretty safe. Until we get moving. Yep. Also, there is an Ashe in the shop. Hopefully I see that. Alright, so we decide the Ionia, not worth it here. 3 Deadeye, but that is going to give us 2 Freljord. Now, 2 Freljord, actually not amazing right now, because it's just 5% true damage and Sunder, you know, so, and we already have the Last Whisper, so we don't really need the MR Shred. So 2 Freljord's not super amazing here. But that's okay. If we can get that 4th Deadeye, it'll all be worth. Thankfully, Sejuani got to 40. We get our 2 gold. Looking good. 7 win streak. So we've been winning quite a bit. Looks good. All right. Now, if you've been paying attention to any of the challengers who got to play, you know, the PBE preview, a lot of them have been saying Freljord Deadeye is like sort of the easiest comp to play. Oh, we get lucky and find the Urgot here. So the Urgot is going to give us our 4 Deadeye. We get to keep our 2 Zaun in. There's a world now where it's probably time to maybe move this Gunblade, get the rogues out of there. But we'll see. Because that way we can put back in the Warwick for extra frontline, move the items as necessary. That Gunblade's going to be really good on Urgot. Urgot's a really unique champion this set in that he's a 2 range and somebody you're going to want to like actually get in the mix. So he does really well with like the Bloodthirster Titans kind of items. Very much that bruiser setup here. We find another Lissandra here. We did get a Bramble, so that's perfect itemization for our Sejuani. That's going to be 3 there. And so this is where, again, like, now that I've taken out the Zed, why not take out the Echo? But the Gunblade here, really good. Also notice we're playing a Sejuani 2 with no Bruiser, so getting in 2 Bruiser would also be pretty good. Yeah, there you go, Mort. Now sell all the Zaun stuff. We're probably not playing for Zaun, but yeah, that's going to allow us to move our mod. We can put that on Urgot. There we go. So Urgot's got that mod now. And now we have the 3 Freljord. Now 3 Freljord is a lot better than 2 Freljord here. Currently on this build it's 12% damage now instead of 5. And it also Mana Reaves. So the fact that we're now applying Mana Reave to the team, really good here. Deadeye doing just a bunch of damage. And so you can see this is just a really solid build. We're making our 2 gold a turn with the Shimmerscale item. Yeah, just really good setup here. Now it's about getting items on Urgot, getting Urgot 2. Alright, rolling for days. Capricious Forge isn't bad if I had a good carry for it. But because I probably should have taken Harm Assist also. Unburdened does not seem worth. I'm going to take a big risk here and re-roll Capricious Forge, because I could take Healing. Ooh, Freljord Heart. Okay, Freljord Heart was massive here. We're already playing Freljord. This gives us 4 Freljord. The jump between 3 and 4 Freljord is great. Because now we're doing 20% true damage. It's going to get nerfed. And it comes with a stun now. So this is good stuff here. This is... Okay, right there, I think, like, we're good. We're good. We're, like, working our way towards Akshan 3. We've got a great front line. We've got 4 Freljord. We've also got, you know, a combat augment or 2. Like, this is a great setup. In a PvE lobby where everyone's being greedy, the fact we've got all these hits with, like, 2 combat augments, we are in a good spot. Yeah, you can see, boom, that Freljord damage just doing so much there. Urgot in the back line. Akshan helping. Easy win. Look at that. Sejuani topping the meter. Woo! Woo! Sejuani's fun. Looks pretty good. So now it's a question of, do we go 9? Do we try to get Akshan 3? Sejuani 3? That could be cool. That could be cool. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Nothing good in the shop here. Ooh. Okay, Aphelios is better than Jhin here, because we're not going to be able to go 6 Deadeye. So 4 Deadeye works for me here. Okay, now we're 2 Akshans away. Now I'm going to do that thing I always do when I'm this close. I'm probably going to get baited and roll a bunch to try to find that Akshan 3, because we only need 2 more. Ooh, Kassadin 3 from our opponent. Okay, Urgot. Can we get Urgot 2? A lot of pairs here. All right, what are we up against here? Looks like an Invoker comp with a mix of Freljord. This does not look scary. We should be fine. Boom! Oh, that 4 Freljord, so powerful. Looking good. Bum, 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 bum. Man, this set's fun. All these new augments to play with, all these new champions. A lot of cool stuff. I'm not biased. Yes, I am. Alright, so what are we up against? Okay, this is one of those spots where I just feel really good, because we can get the Urgot 2 with some items. We're looking for items for that Urgot 2, a 3rd item for Akshan. But our tank line is just so good with that Shimmerscale item. Alright, what are we going to get? By the way, it's very late right now. Long day at work here. But yeah, you can see there's the Freljord tooltip. Just a lot of power here. I also love the tooltips now using the iconography, so that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's just tank items here. So 4-cost belt. Maybe we get something like a Zeke's. Could be an option. But yeah, belt not really the ideal here. Could go guard breaker. Okay, there's another Akshan. We are 1 away. 1 away. So this is where, again, when I'm 1 away, I get a little... Okay, well, we just got Urgot 2. That's nice. Ash 2. Okay, so now we're running out of pairs to hit, though. I probably should stop rolling, but again, I'm 1 away. Do I want to play Aatrox? Aatrox is fun. Don't think we need Senna. Nope. Alright. 2 Bruiser, by the way, you'll notice it says your units gain 100 health. So it's actually helping everybody else as well. So, can be good there. Oh, so Freljord really good against the Rift Herald there because it's 20% true health. So you can see it just did a lot of damage to the Rift Herald. Not a close fight, though. This person was level 6. We take him down, and Urgot top damage. So you can just see the power of Urgot there. Man, if you can give Urgot with like a Bloodthirster, plus Titans, plus 1 more item, he can do some real work. There's that Zeri, but a little late for that. I think we're kind of locked into our comp here. Another Urgot? Really? Alright. Greedy player. Greedy player. Maybe we can get an Urgot 3. Maybe. Otherwise, pretty happy with this comp here. You could debate that 2 Zon's not worth it here, but you know, I like the mod on the Urgot here that's giving us some extra damage. And across the way, you get to see a really powerful Cho'Gath. So this is a Cho'Gath 3 that's been stacking. Cho'Gath is one of the 1 costs that can do a lot of work because his damage is based on his health. So the bigger he gets, the more damage he does, and he keeps scaling. He's a really good champion this set, as you can see here. Thankfully, we are playing Freljord, which means that Cho'Gath is always going to lose 20% of its health. But yeah, you can see, oh, look at that Sejuani damage. Whew! Yeah, that's a fight where Sejuani, I'm like, seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. Okay, that is a shop. That is 2 Urgots and the Akshan we needed, which gives us our Akshan 3. All right. Well, we should be pretty good now. That spell is probably going to wipe stuff off the board. Just a lot of good damage now. Deadeye, kind of like the old Hunter, does damage based off their AD. So 3-star units in particular with Deadeye will do very large snipes. So getting the 3-star here was really good. So there's some good items here. So we could go Zeke's Gargoyle, or we can go Bloodthirster. And okay, now that we have 7 Urgots, it does seem like we could prepare for a world where we might hit 9. We check the Rise, by the way. It's Demacia. This is the one that's going to shield your allies, but doesn't really seem necessary here. Can hold it for a while. But looking at these items, and we don't really have any anti-heal right now, so maybe this is Bloodthirster Sunfire. Put the Sunfire on either Vi or Warwick. But if we can get this Urgot to go with 2 healing items and then a 3rd item later, if it becomes an Urgot 3, that could be sick. All right, so we put it on the Vi just to help the Vi stay alive. Okay. Whew, that Akshan ult just ripping through the Nasus. The enemy has the Contagion augment. You can see all my units glowing green, which is making them take more damage. But thankfully it didn't matter. Very glowy green, though. I do think we need to turn that down. All right, at this point, we're kind of on a 13-game win streak. We're dominating the lobby. We have 4 Deadeye with the AD augment that looks really good. We've got 4 Freljord, which honestly needs a nerf and is getting one tomorrow. So we're in a good spot here. Now it's just a question of will we hit Urgot 3 or not? Because at this point, all we can do would be like Scion for Vi. That's going to be a better bruiser. And then level up and put in something like Rise. Rise would be pretty good. We could get an Invoker, but that doesn't seem that useful. Targon, So. Ooh, up against a Shadow Isles Gwen. Gwen is such a cool champion this set. I really like Gwen. She can wreck through some things. Fun champion. The Freljord doing some big work here. And again, the Akshan, now that we have an Akshan 3, just rips through that back line. Feels pretty good. Oh, we didn't hit our 40 stacks, though. Boo. Boo. Okay. Now we're getting to the point where it looks like it's a top 4 pretty easily. Not that it wasn't a while ago. And again, feels like a good spot here. Now, again, it's PvE. PvE lobbies can be a little soft. But now at this point, it feels like we're so far ahead. I'm getting antsy. I'm like, I really want to hit this Urgot 3. See what we can do. Kind of still need this Vi too, though. All right, so we're against the really big scaling. This Cho'Gath doing some real big stuff here. Has Martyr, which keeps his units alive. Gargantuan Resolve, which makes Titan's Resolve even more powerful. So fun stuff there. Let's see how we do against them. Now, again, the nice thing is Freljord just going to do a lot of work against this Cho'Gath. You can even see there, boom, 1198 just from that. Woo, feels good. All right. Big Akshan ult takes about half the Cho'Gath's health. So that Cho'Gath's still a beast. Urgot doing his best. Get the kill. Okay, looking good. But you see, even that Urgot top damage with 2 defensive items. So Urgot, I think, is someone to keep an eye on. Urgot can do a lot of work here. So, all right, any Urgots? No Urgots. We're looking for an item. We could go Titans on our Urgot. Yeah, there's nothing really good for the Akshan other than Quicksilver. So yeah, Titans for Urgot seems like it would make sense. It's going to give that Urgot even more stacking power, some tankiness to heal up. Seems pretty good. Now again, should I level the 9 here? Maybe. But why level the 9 when you could try for Urgot 3? Wait, no, Mort, don't level the 9, get Urgot 3! Mort! This Mort guy. What is he doing? What is he doing? Again, the big high roll here, I think, was hitting that Sejuani 3 early, or Sejuani 2 early. That definitely gave me some very powerful front line. Second high roll here was getting that Freljord heart, allowing us to get Freljord 4, which, like I said, probably needs a nerf here. Up against a Noxious comp, Noxious strategist. So that Jarvan getting some good CC in. Oof, bad Akshan ult, but that's okay. Doesn't seem to matter. Cool. Yeah, I don't feel like that person's really a threat. It's really just if the Cho'Gath can beat us. Come on, Urgot 3. Bono-doo. So, again, very good start to our first PBE game. A lot of people still figuring things out, so you know how it is. Yeah. And again, it's nice to see Shimmerscale items back. The Shimmerscale items have been nerfed slightly. The other nerf to them is that you can't just move them by putting them on your bench. Once you put a Shimmerscale item on, it's stuck. So it plays just like all the other items now. So you do have to keep that in mind. Alright, so now we're up against that big Cho'Gath again, I think. Yep. Big Cho'Gath here. Alright, uh-oh. Okay, Cassante, first thing he does is walk up and knock my Akshan 3 off the thing. Okay, so that was bad positioning on my part. He gets another ult. Kills that, and now he's on Aphelios. So this Cassante 1 just killed 3 units by himself. Okay. Alright, well, we learn. We learned not to position like that. That was a bit of an oopsie. So, letting him literally just walk up to Akshan 3 and knock him out was not the best play in the world. Bel'Veth is a nice unit, by the way, if you've got some spare items. You can just put in a Bel'Veth 2. Does some pretty good stuff. Bel'Veth only has one trait, which is Void, which means she has kind of high base power, kind of like she did when she was a threat. So, can really use any item. She's kind of like Urgot in that regard. Can really use, you know, attack speed, attack damage, even tanky items because of the way she heals with Empress. So, whew. Okay, sell some stuff, level up. What do we got here? We could go Deathblade, but Gunblade gives our Akshan a bit of healing. Another Urgot. Oh man, come on. If we don't hit the Urgot from here, I will be very sad. Alright, rolling it down. Because there's only like 2 rounds left. Heimer's always fun. Rise. Cassante. Aatrox. No. Alright, well I got a little dizzy, but that should definitely go in for Vi. Alright, so we're up against the Cho'Gath here. And again, we position now that Cassante can't just walk up to Akshan. So we should be okay now that, you know, Akshan's going to live longer than 3 seconds. Whew, that Cho'Gath doing big work. But again, thankfully not enough here. Fight's surprisingly close, though. So, pretty close fight. One more round. Can we roll down? Come on, Urgot 3. Okay, that's a Bel'Veth 2. We do that for that. Cool. And again, Bel'Veth can use any item, so that's fine. Come on, Urgot. Come on, Urgot. Really? Really? Come on, Urgot. Really? This Mort guy levels to 9 and doesn't hit Urgot 3. What a joke. What a joke. Alright, well, there you go. I think we pretty much win this as long as we don't get Cassante'd out. Good positioning here. The Akshan 3 doing well. So again, a pretty standard 4 Freljord, 4 Deadeye. Convert into Legendaries comp. Played pretty well with some good augments. So there you go. It's about as standard of a good master to challenger level play you can see there. And yeah, looks like it's going to be a first. So cool. That's going to do it for me. See you tomorrow. Hope you have fun and hope PBE works. Until next time, take it easy.